go, dude. We're going to break down your riding and see what we can notice. We'll start here with this front side free. Nice, nice. First of all, we'll go and break down the takeoff. That's where you want to start. Let's see what's happening with this takeoff here. That looks pretty good. One sec. Do I have a 360 of mine pulled up? We do. Okay. So I just have to look at this because I'm confused on why your takeoff wasn't like doing you a little bit better there, honestly. Your takeoff was looking pretty solid that in run. The thing I note is, notice how I'm taking a little bit more of an aggressive line and using my hips more, a little more bend of the legs. What's happening right now as you're shifting to your heels, you're not going and having this initial bend, so it's making you go and do a big crouch motion. And I think that might be what's throwing you off here. So if we go back and look at that takeoff, see how you're super tall and straight? This is making it so as you switch to your heels, you're going and then entering a squat position as you switch to your heels. Changing your body weight and position like this is going to make it harder to go and keep a constant edge pressure because you're going, as you go and lower down, your edge position shifts. So if you don't do that perfectly, it's going to be tough. So it's adding a variable that's going to go and limit your power. So what I do is I just come in with a little more bend on my leg, on my toe edge, bend the legs on the toe edge, and that'll make it so it's a less gnarly transition trying to load up onto that heel edge, which should just be a little easier to control. Because the other thing that I'm noticing right here is you're very over top, like chest forward. Let's see if that's an issue. Yeah, so right now what's happening is you're sort of going and tucking down and keeping your chest a little bit too much in front of your board. So as you go and snap up, it's sort of adding a bit extra of emotion. If we go and look at my frontside 360 here, we'll see that I'm keeping myself a little bit more angled with my butt back. See how I'm not going and staying straighter legs and like sort of dropping the shoulders? Let's go and see if we can get a comparison here. Because this stuff's really subtle, but really important. So if we look at our two positions here, we can see that I'm going into keeping my back straight while keeping my butt like more aligned here, where we can see a little bit of a rounding here. Rounding isn't too good because it's going to load your weight in an inconsistent way and make it so your core isn't engaged, and it's going to make it so you're not really using your vertebrae. Think of it like touching your toes, sort of uses the back hard to work, not power. Where if you go and just squat down and hinge your body naturally forward without rounding, it's going to go and put a lot more pressure straight into your heel edge, and it's going to set you up better for rotation. So see how as I go and snap the spin here, I'm going and extending, but I'm keeping my upper body slightly hinged forward. This is what's keeping my center mass over my board while putting me on the angle for the spin. That's going to make it so I can spot the knuckle and continue that spot the whole way. But right now, when you're going and doing the spin, you're needing to go from this bent down position, and then you're changing it to a fully straight and over top position. So it's a lot of variables in your upper body motion. And that's why you're not getting much power. And what's happening here is because you're not getting much power off the takeoff, you're instantly using counter rotation at 90. Counter rotation is only good for a 180-degree spin. After that, it kills your rotation. So basically, you're speeding up the spin at 90. That's making you rotate to 70, but then you have no more rotation and your upper body is angled this way, making it so you can't continue the spin, and that's why you're under rotating. So you fix this by first, we want to go and have a little bit more bend in our legs, a little more natural position coming in. Then we want to make sure that we're not leaning forward over the board. Try to go and squat down a bit more, keep your back a little straighter, and sort of make that like doop, doop, doop line. Let me let that clear for a second. We'll do the doop line again. Stoop, stoop, stoop. Oh, that's like just a little bit of rounding. I can't really describe it better than that. Just if you feel like your position's a little hard on the back, you're probably rounding a little bit. So I'd like to see chest up. Chest up more. Holding that chest up is going to make it so you need to shift your other positions. So think about keeping your shoulders more in line over top of your board instead of like trying to have them round over top like that. That should really help. And then for your snap, Your issue here is that you're going and fully extending and just snapping a little bit too soon. Bigger motion what you need to do. A smaller motion with your more stacked position will make it so the spin's easier to get around. We'll go and use this video quick to talk about why this is the case. So see here, as you're pretty much all the way off the takeoff, you're in your full throw position. How it works is sort of like a drill. Has a lot of power spinning. If you went and shot that drill bit out, it would keep going. But as soon as you stop it, it stops that momentum. So that's what's happening with you. You're going and snapping really hard, putting a lot of power into it, but you're stopping at the very last moment, and that's making it so you're leaving off a takeoff without any rotation, making you utilize counter rotation, and that's why you're not getting the full spin around. So try snap a little smoother, not as hard, and just try to focus on keeping that upper body rotation going. We'll break down this jump a little bit. It's a little tough to break down jumps from bottom angle. Jump here, you're just jumping a little bit too much with your hips open. See how your board's coming up, and we can see the base here. It's getting like twisted. This means too much toe pressure, and this is happening because your chest is opening, your knees coming out, and that's what's throwing you off balance. Could be coming from wanting to grab too soon. See how your board's naturally in position to... Sorry, I'm still recovering from being ill. Wait to grab a little bit more. See how you're pulling your legs into your grab, but your board's still angled up? You want to be grabbing as you're coming and evening out. So the reason why you're not evening out is you're cutting your motion a little bit short, taking off a little bit toe heavy, and trying to pull up your legs to you. Focus on just pushing off that jump, getting a flat base, driving power evenly through your tail, and from there, you'll be able to go and use that momentum to get your legs up to you, and that will give you more control and let you land that cleaner. Front shifty. For something like a front shifty here, see how your back foot starts rotating right away? You want to make sure to pop, get fully on the arc of the jump, then do the shifty, and that will let you hold the shifty position longer. So yeah, make those changes, let me know how it goes, and let me know if you need any more feedback.